everybody. Glad to see you. Make some noise. Indeed, indeed, indeed. So glad to see all of these beautiful faces out here. I'm going to bring Chloe on the stage with me right quick, and I'm just going to give you a little overview of what we're doing, and then we're going to get started. Come on over, Chloe.
Thank you so much, Dee. Hi, my name's Chloe. I'm the artistic director of Basement Poetry. How are y'all doing today? Cool. So this was actually like a huge series of events for us to put this show together. So we have a virtual project and a virtual experience on the southsider.org. Check out more of the pieces on there. And there also is artists that are not here today. So it's really awesome. Check that out. On top of this is the performance piece here. So we're here to have like all different types of new artists and faces with us today. Again, as I said before, there is language in the show. We are talking about very difficult themes. So give our artists space. Give our artists as much praise. Give our artists snaps, claps, support them, because this work is not put together for fun. This work is put together by the pain and the suffering of BIPOC people. So please remember that. This is a gift for you to hear these words. This is a gift for you to be in our presence and to really be exposed to the work that we're going to share with you today. So this is a protest. This is a movement. We're doing our thing today. So be loud, be proud of the work that we're sharing with you today. And without further ado, Deirdre, let's kick it off, y'all.
All right. Thank you, Chloe. So I'm going to get you started with the piece that I wrote. This is something that if we could all be in touch with, we'd be in a better place altogether. So here it goes. Where do you come from? I come from love, a magnanimous love, a love so powerful that it made me. And I carry this love with me and through me in everything that I do. Through my journey, through life's hardships, there's still love. And when I die, when my body dies, I return to from whence I came. I return to love. I return to love and blend in with other lives that have come from love, and we love, and we love, and we're omnipresent until the next one life comes from love. Maybe get a piece of love we are, maybe not. I saw a sign while driving down the highway that said, when you die, you will meet God. God is love, period. Love is unconditional. Now, often it is presented to us that before we meet God, or when we meet God, we need to look back to see if we have been true to that which has created us. Have we carried love? Does love exude? Now, maybe if we've gone our entire life going against love, doing everything in our power to fight love, maybe then we should be concerned about having to return to from whence we came. Say we've gone our entire life practicing the opposite of love, hate, and we have to return to from whence we came, which is love. Well, we're not going to fit. We're not going to blend. We are not going to be welcome. Now, I don't know what that means to not be welcomed, what hell is. Does it mean you're a lost, wandering soul hoping to find solace in other lost souls? I don't know. All I know is me. I came from love, and from love is where I will return. Thank you. Thank you. And then this next piece I will share with you comes from a play that Basement Poetry put together called Identify. And these are just some questions that maybe you can take a moment and see where you are with it all. I mostly have it commenced to memory, but I'm pulling it up anyway, just in case. So I appreciate your patience. And so if I don't see right off, I'm just going to do it. So here we go. I'm just going to do it. So it's called Look in the Mirror. Here we go. Define yourself. I mean, really define who you really be. What comes to mind when you're trying to define? What is your identity in the mirror when you look? What is it that you truly see? Can you say that you see yourself and that self is truly free of the conditioned way of thinking society has trained us to be? Just try to define yourself. Really define what is your reality. I mean, did you ever question the sources? I mean, the sources of those sources that selected the lesson plans, the plans to lessen the potential of a people. Ever think about these things? Or is it that in the mirror, all you could possibly see is what society has created as your reality? Look into your mind. Time to analyze and see through the disguise of false realities. Time to dig deep down inside to who you really be. From greatness to being hated, and still you can't see that you've got to know your roots. Know your history. You know, hands need to be placed firmly on the steering wheel that drives you, that guides you. Hands need to be firmly placed in order to know your history. Come on, people. Open your eyes to see what is driving you to your destiny. I'm asking you to take a look in the mirror. I'm asking you to take a look in the mirror. I am asking you to take a deep look in the mirror of your soul, the very root of you. Thank you. Thank you all very much. And so now it is my great pleasure to introduce my daughter, Kelly Donaldson, who is going to share some art, some talent, some words of her own. And with no further ado, Kelly, come on up.
Thank you, Mama. How you guys doing? All right. I don't have much of an intro, but my name is Kelly. You can just call me Kels. And this first piece I got for you is real short. It's called Drag. She takes a drag. Let me start over. Thank you. All right. She takes a drag. What a drag. What a drag. This poor black girl ain't even poor. She's just black. She affords George Floyd the weight of the world on her back. Ain't it sad? Oh, ain't it sad? She can't even bear to see her dad. His black self-hatred ingrained in her nature, self-defeating and depleting their roots. Poor black girl, her people won't see the truth. If they can't string you up, they'll just hand you the noose. And when you say it's enough, they'll just put you on the news. Come out with your hands up. Yeah, you know how they do. Another pull, another gasping for air. She takes a drag, filling her lungs with black fear, with black tears. What a drag, what a drag. Can we make it till next year? Can we make it till next month? Can we make it through the night? This black girl might have tears in her eyes, but this girl came to fight. Thank you. All right. This next one It's very personal. It's called Young Black Girl. Young black girl, you are all smiles, even though you hate your teeth. The world has not yet veered its ugly face at your hair and your complexion and your obsession, making sure that before you left the house, you killed every strand. God forbid you dealt with the cards you were handed. God forbid you'd form a complex in every place you would land. From the burbs to the hood and back, you'd always be lacking enough melanin for the blacks, but way too much for the whack-ass white kids who didn't know the difference between hip-hop and rap. I didn't know how to be half the time. Half the time I was trying to find the right rhyme to fit in with the right crowd. Shh, don't be too loud. Young black girl who only needed to be heard, who only needed to learn that she is a queen, deserving to see some beauty in the world without being catcalled. A queen, a queen deserving to see some beauty in the world, even though every day some white kid from school would come to prove that you can't be too nice to everyone. If you're too nice, people will take advantage of you. If you smile too pretty, some older black man might come and take your innocence and youth and screw you up. And if you laugh too hard, some privileged fuck might question themselves. Because how the hell can someone as poor and black as me appear to be happy? If you don't smile at all your white teachers from school will have to wonder if your parents are ever home or if they know you exist, because God forbid I had a mother who did it better than theirs ever did or ever would. Who would know? I didn't know. I knew you, young black girl, your heart fragile like stained glass, colored and stunning. When the sun reflects off her face, she is adjacent in her mind to a place she only dreamed of escaping to. I, young black girl, am still all smiles, and I find my strength in you. Thank you.
All right. Let's give it up for Kels. Thank you, Kels. It's my Kelly. All right, next I am very happy to bring up this beautiful young lady, Nashira Brown, who's going to share a piece called My Melanin. There you go, Nashira.
Hello, everybody. Ooh, can you guys hear me? Yeah? Okay. This poem is called Embracing My Melanin. The black beauty my mother created. The melanin that flows through my thick color brown veins. I'm proud to call myself a black beauty queen. But I have no other worries about my skin other than, being bashed, lynched, or dragged, or even a knee in my neck. Does my blackness and my melanin give off a threat? Does my skin give off a threat warning to send me to jail? Do my actions get me beaten or even shot dead? Is that what we deserve? But I embrace who I am because my ancestors fought for me to be able to live with my head high no matter the negative corners that I turn. I am a black beauty queen, and you cannot change me. Thank you. Next up is Michelle.
Thank you so much, Nashira. Another hand for Nashira. Thank you so much. All right. Now we have our lovely Michelle Wilson coming to share with you her piece called In the Dark.
I woke up today in the dark, where other people's words were clouding my judgment. Where all my mirrors are either blacked out or shattered. To them, my wounds don't matter as long as they can keep their stature. I woke up today in the dark. I couldn't feel my heart beat. Do I run in the streets if 12 sees me, or would they just let me be? See, they don't see what I see, because the only person who can see what I see is me, and the color of my skin shouldn't confine me. I just want to be free, but you know what? I woke up today in the dark. Red and blue lights flashing, hear all the commotion, the yelling, the screaming, and the bashing. It got louder when he pulled out the gun and she yelled out Cameron. I woke up today in the dark. Once more, if you're darker than a brown paper bag, you had to sit in the back. I woke up in a world where my younger self was afraid of being back. I was scared to go outside to chillax because people started spitting bullets instead of hearing facts. I woke up in a world where people need protection from their protectors. Is waking up in the dark the American dream? or a twisted reality of what it used to be. I woke up today in the dark, the truth behind the American dream.
Michelle Wilson, y'all. Michelle Wilson, thank you. And next, we have coming up to the stage to share her piece, Black Lives Matter. Let's give it up for Zena Goodwin.
How y'all doing today? Hear me loud and clear? All right. Get started. Whenever I state that Black Lives Matter, the words all lives matter get hurled back and they hit me like a round of bullets straight to the heart. This is a fact I'm very much aware, but somehow you feel the urge to silence my message that life for us in this great nation has never been a crystal stair. I thought you were my colleagues, my allies, my friends, but the fact is y'all were just that good at playing pretend. So busy listening to respond, not understand, trying to convince me that my and my people's pain is neither relevant nor real because it's something you or your ancestors never thought or cared to feel. Lecturing us about peace when y'all originated this turmoil 400 plus years back when the first African slaves set foot on this continent. Crying for peace when there is no peace because the cops keep murdering us in the streets. Claiming you love Jesus when you don't even love your neighbor. Saying you fear God but have more reverence for the flag, anthem, and commander-in-chief. Calling desegregation affirmative action and even a black president progress when a man was lynched just the other day. You have not the right nor the privilege to dictate to me how I ought to feel or how I should express it. We tried marching, kneeling, sitting, even peaceful protesting, and all that is so wrong. But you can't even give me a straight answer when I ask you, the expert, to tell me the right way to protest. The longer you say all lives matter, the louder I will shout, Black Lives Matter. I'll shout it from the rooftops. I'll cry aloud and spare not because I cannot and will not be silenced by blatant ignorance. When black words, when black voices, when black matters and black lives hold the same value as maintaining law and order, then and only then will all lives matter. Thank you.
Zena Goodwin, y'all. Next coming to the stage, our lovely basement poet, artistic director Chloe Cole Wilson, coming to share Chloe will be sharing two pieces, White Supremacy and Giving Him Advice I Never Thought He Would Need.
So these series of poems are for my brother, Xavier. I love you so much, and I always want you to be safe and loved. White supremacy buries black and brown bodies. I wear black in the shower when I rest my head. I wear black to work, to the grocery store. I wear black when I'm angry and furious. I wear black praying to God that my tears will stop falling, that prayers can become check-ins and not homecomings anymore. I'm tired of the homecomings bringing the black bodies to rest and the living black bodies wondering and walking around wondering who's next. Will I have to bury my brother with a bullet in his chest, or will his last breath be taken while calling out for our mother? Will his name become a hashtag? And when the fuck am I gonna stop fantasizing about my brother's death? See, these things happen to our people, and all we think about is how it will happen to us. It will happen to us, that 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 we're next. Thank you. That was a new one, y'all, so I was trying to get that in my body. Giving him advice I never thought he would need. Tying up your sneakers before you step outside will do you nothing. Air Maxes weren't made to outrun bullets. I want you always to be angry and radical with dealing with everyone else that thinks you're less than, but keep your hands up. Do not move, do not breathe if a man in uniform asks for your license and registration. Be kind to your mother before you leave her. Never become a criminal. If you die in the hands of the police, your life will become useless and deemed pointless when they talk about you on the news. Always say thank you, but never say thank you when it is not needed. I want you to think of me if you decide to act out in front of a police officer. Always keep your head up and never look too suspicious or too unaware or too loud or too black, but never stop being too black. You can't ever stop being black. They see you as black, and I see you as brother. They see you as criminal, and I see you as safe, quiet, and still. My brother, you are all beautiful and precious. They want to rid you, and I know. They want to silence your existence, create false accusations on your name, and shape themselves into heroes, keep their pension and their racism all at the same time. They will mispronounce your name in the news. They tried to take you from your mother, the only man who have stayed in her life, but all I've ever wanted is for the world to love his dark skin, his brown hair, his kinky hair, his brown eyes, to hold him when he is unwell, to sound off the alarm when an officer decides to put a knee onto his neck, to find every way to amplify his voice, to find love inside of his aggression, his attitude, and his swag, to embrace black bodies instead of trying to hunt them. I want them to stop trying to get rid of black bodies like it is a hobby or a way to relieve their hate and their bullets. All I want them to do is ask questions and send resources before they send sirens and weapons. All I want is for the black boys to get their joy, to have a full life, to live beyond bars and death, because you, brother, are love. You are the essence of the American dream. And all I want is for them to love him, to love you, to love us like I do. Thank you.
Yes, Chloe. Thank you so much, Chloe. And now it is with my great pleasure to bring up our lovely principal, basement poet, board member, and principal officer, Kristina Haynes. And Kristina will be sharing two pieces. One is entitled Black Girl, and the other one is Black in America. Kristina.
Hey y'all, how we doing? Yeah? All right. This first one is called Black Girl. Pretty, soft, pink nails to hide the dark of you. Crowded tooth, mirror face. Sitting cross-legged on public transit, open book resting in the creases of your lap. You are not like them, black girl. Put the dress away, no makeup. Hair scraped back against the skull, always up. Sweatpants for a year, 2. Smile when they ask for it. But don't show your teeth, black girl. Don't let them see the sharp, honeyed bee of you. Hands clenched beneath your thighs when a strange man sits beside you to smell the color of your perfume. Soft, soft, the dark hair growing in on your legs, the dips beneath where your arm meets your shoulder, and the look on his face when he sees. You are so small, black girl, you can barely contain yourself. You are not quite, not almost, a maybe, not this, not that. You are somewhere between. You are just waiting to see a face or a name in the paper or on the television screen that you'll recognize. You think of your father, this shadow of him against your mother. How when you were younger, he sat patiently behind you and braided dreams into your thick hair. You think of your brother, too tough for his own good, both of his feet slipping to catch up to the man he is becoming. You think of them both, black girl, and you can't begin to imagine being killed just for being. You can't imagine the last song you'll ever hear is a bullet whizzing towards the cavern of your skull. But hush, black girl. They want to wear your skin, touch your hair, hold your babies in their arms. You don't say what you mean, black girl, that some days you wish you weren't, black girl. Some days there are only nails in you. You lick your own wounds with a mouthful of salt. Everything is a sharp edge. And I know that you are so tired of being brave, black girl. You were never taught how to bleed. but you think you could do it. You think that it might just be the easiest thing in the entire world. But Black girl, be strong. Black girl, they haven't gotten you yet. Thank you. This next piece, my final piece, is called Black in America. This is after Morgan Parker. Okay, so I'm Black in America right now, and I walk into a bar. Only the punchline of that hits you right in the gut. Only the pain of that is not funny, or it's funny in a morbid, well, I'm already dying sort of way. Okay, so I'm Black in America right now, and I walk into a bar, and I've got 99 problems, and they all begin and end with my hair, my skin, the habit of walking too fast with my head down when I pass a cop car, like I've bathed in blood that is both mine and not mine. Can they smell me? Listen, I have no peace left, but let me try this again. Okay, so I'm Black in America right now, and I walk into a bar, and everyone has a gun. Everything is a wound. There are very few things for Black girls, and all the Black boys die, or at the very least, they think about dying. And I need to quit the habit of smiling at white men. I will not be their dirty little secret. I will not be taken by them in the dark. I want to be in the light, but it just sears right into me. Every wish I make is an ice cube that I must swallow whole. There are no windows in my hair, so stop looking. When I catch myself in the mirror, I feel hard and tough and strong and invincible like white boys. I let a coworker say, "She's beautiful for a Black woman," and I just laughed, which fell deep inside of the echoing place within me, and my ancestors rose up through their roots hot. When you think you run these streets, y'all, but really, it's the streets that run you. Okay, so I'm Black in America right now, and I walk into a bar. Thank you. We're gonna break real quick for a little 10-minute intermission. There are shirts and all types of fun things over there at those tables when you walk in. Bathrooms are inside, and if anybody needs anything else, let me know. Thank you so much, y'all.
Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? All right. What's going on? What's going on? So, I'm going to start this off. All right. The corporate America piece I'm not actually going to do. I'm going to do something else. So when we talk about this, first of all, I hate this color thing altogether. Everything about it and this social construct thing. Every last person here is a human being, period. And everybody has their individual issues. Every people, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody has some type of problem going on within their own world. So, with that being said, I like to start off with accountability. When we're talking about, we spend a lot of time doing this. We point a lot of fingers. We do a lot of that. But nobody actually has a solution. Nobody actually has something worth saying. They just want to talk shit. And it's just, for the hell of it. So with this piece, Ebony's Flaws, is me taking accountability as an African American in the things that we have done to ourselves. Because I feel like you cannot go to war with an oppressor if your army is not straight. If your people is down, there's nothing you can do. All right. See, Black is beautiful. And I would never trade my color for another. But it became clear to me that I can't trust the others or my brothers. So it's so hard for me to stand here screaming Black Lives Matter when genocide became a cycle since that crack pipe shattered. And it's so hard to show the world the proof of Black girl magic when Love and Hip Hop made the world think all the Black girls ratchet. See, mumbles flooded the culture with pharmaceutical drugs and bottle service at clubs and giving praise to the plugs. We're influenced by these actors who lie and pretend as if those gangsters in those movies never died in the end. The drug culture celebrates the one who turns to the scale. As if we don't have family out here burning in hell each time they burn and inhale, handing their money to the dealer that he earns from the sale just to exchange that for the jumpsuit that he earns in his cell. And he faced the moment where he runs out of time for repentance. And the jury tells the judge just how they find the defendant. And he spends the time of his sentence being treated like a pet dog, subjected to those mess halls, those fences and collect calls. And by the time he wisens up and get tired of prison, can't get a decent job because of his prior convictions. It's the cycle in this war of black against black, where men get cornered by those corners and get trapped by the trap. Remember, Brother Malcolm tried to warn us right before he passed, right? And Plymouth Rock landed and we smoked it through a glass pipe. The slave mentality keeps us in chains with padded locks, while cops pull automatic weapons out at traffic stops. And as they continue killing these sisters and brothers of ours, we throw up signs and shed blood over the colors of scarves, while all these mothers are scarred and all these fathers are absent. All the homies is dead. We speak about them in past tense. Shit, if I got shot today and my soul left for departure, 9 out of 10, my killer's probably my complexion or darker. And the way that we treat each other is evident. We treat each other like melanin is completely irrelevant. So the Black Lives Matter movement strikes me as a phase because how our rappers tour the world and lose their lives where they were raised. You realize where this industry has come to in hip hop? We glamorize what led us to those jumpsuits and flip flops. And we idolize the hustler. And since that was the case, now all these junkies mumble rap with senseless tats on their face. And they step on the stage, they jump around and lie in your face with puppet strings around their necks to keep their diamonds in place. See, the agenda is attached to every word in their bars, and IG models who get tats to hide their surgery scars. Teaching our women that they need injections for their imperfections, or climb the stripper pole until they reach the centerfold. It's like the one who's made of plastic is the baddest, and everything is fake from their lashes to their asses. So how can our people focus on the topic of the enemy if we haven't dealt with toxic masculinity? We don't deal with the pain. We don't handle the self-hatred. Brothers posting bail, sisters posting themselves naked. See, the truth is, we've committed crimes that keep us in this mental prison. We've sold drugs to our ghettos and we pimped our women. Like, it's okay to treat each other like we're savages, but if someone else does it, we'll boycott the whole establishment. Y'all seen Colin Kaepernick and that wall that he had his back against due to the peaceful protest demonstrated as an activist. We act like we're just waiting for this change to happen someday, but everybody's still watching the football games on Sunday. So I guess the Super Bowl is way too hard to resist, but we'll complain when cops kill us and get their charges dismissed. So tell me what was worse. Was it the brother selling the crack rock or the racial injustice that was ignored by the black cops? Now, not all cops are bad, that goes without question, but I never heard a cop tell his partner to lower his weapon. So tell me, are you willing to bring to light what they keep in the darkness? Would you stand up for what was right against your own department? Do you have the heart to take what you've learned and prepare to make a statement on records with eternal affairs? If not, then don't tell me how law enforcement's in our favor. If that's the case, arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Arrest your partners who are killing our loved ones who emptied the clip when all he had to use was his stun gun. See, make no mistake, people, oppression is real. Feared for my life is an excuse for an intentional kill. But I'm also aware the media has triggered emotions with intentions to spread the hate which caused the bigger commotion. See, the wall of ignorance divides the public and they love it. It's the perfect way for them to turn the public into puppets. Understand, this country runs off its ignorance, bigotry, and intolerance. And yes, black people, we have played our part in this, but for the sake of argument, let's say this big change did occur. So tell me, black people, do we go back to the way we were? Will we support and treat each other like we're human beings, or will the homies kill each other and blame it on the Europeans? And I know that black on black crime is not an excuse, but at some point they taught us how to tie the knot on the noose, and we started hanging each other. Gotta change for your brother, gotta change for your sister. Listen, we can march till your feet have started to blister, but if we don't play our part and take heed to the bigger picture and start addressing the toxic behaviors in the cavalry, in our reality, we're just marching to burn the calories. So understand, this isn't checkers, it's chess. We keep waiting for them to change, things will never progress. And in the minds of black people, we ain't made it in life unless we wake up in the suburbs where our neighbors are white. So that says a lot about our sense of unity when we're afraid to raise our children in our own communities. So if the topic at hand is about our pigment, we should start with these flaws, and maybe then things would be different. Thank you. So this next piece, like I said, I was going to do corporate America, but this one is more personal to me. And I want to attack this because, once again, I am a black man, but these problems go for everybody. And as far as talking black lives at this point, one of the biggest things that we tend to overlook is alcoholism. And it's been killing us, everybody, but it's been killing us for generations, and this country has convinced us that right and wrong consist of what's legal and illegal. But nevertheless, we're scared of coronavirus, but we love the poison. So I'm going to share this personal, my piece is called Sober Heart. And as far as the black family is concerned, addiction is what cripples it. I say forget it, it's fine. And if it's anybody's fault, then I get it, it's mine. So I'm not trying to blame you for these obstacles. I know that I'm a grown man, which means I'm held accountable. That's why I walked this path to change my life entirely, and my struggles with sobriety, and my failed attempts to practice it. I've wrestled with my conscience just to make it off those mattresses. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let's start again. Mama, I said, okay, just forget it. It's fine. And if it's anybody's fault, then I get it. It's mine. So I'm not trying to blame you for these obstacles. I know that I'm a grown man, which means I'm held responsible. That's why I walked this path to change my life entirely, and my struggles with sobriety, and my failed attempts to practice it. I've wrestled with my conscience just to make it off those mattresses, defeated by those whispers that came from the liquor cabinet. So I came into terms that day to day I had to take this slow and give myself some distance just so I can have this space to grow. But mama, you like to call me when you get tipsy. Then you make me feel guilty by telling me that you miss me. But it's hard to receive that when your words are so mixed up. I love you sounds distorted when you slur with those hiccups, and the power of your voice can lock my soul in a figure four that makes me feel like I need something cold from the liquor store. I finally quit, but still confused in some ways. This is a battle I've been losing since my puberty stage. And now I am an adult who recognizes that this inner beast had me confusing, going numb with having inner peace. Because every time that drunk Corey asked for a refill, he would destroy the shit that sober Corey had to rebuild. See, Ma, it's hard for me to try to explain just how I feel. When I try, you hide behind the E&J like it's a shield. And when I couldn't reach you, it just made life harder. So I kept drinking till the whiskey starts to taste like water. And that's when it became too difficult to focus on sobriety while struggling with depression and anxiety. See, alcohol rewired me. It left my reflection in the mirror distorted. It was supposed to take the edge off. It was pushing me towards it, which made it easier to imitate my mama's movements, which birthed a raging alcoholic from an honor student. We'd send a junkie to go walk in the store because we were 10th graders. They was going to card us for sure, and we kept starving for more, to the point that we can't stand straight on those stairways, learning gang signs and handshakes. Come home to see mama defeated in battle. Stare at the wall and I could see her demons feast on her shadow. When it was too much to swallow, I would go sit on the porch because mama picks up the bottle before she pick up a fork. But I would rush to her rescue when she was under attack as I stood next to her over the toilet rubbing her back. See, in my house, the boogeyman wasn't a creep or a creature. It was that fifth of E&J that mommy keeps in the freezer. Felt like every other night she wanted to kick my ass out because both of our demons couldn't fit inside her glass house. See, she'd be drunk and passed out. That's when I snuck in the freezer to grab it. Now, to this day, I battle with her habits. Thought I can handle this myself. I didn't go to preachers. Didn't talk to guidance counselors. Never spoke to teachers. I was raised to be mommy's man. I was supposed to reach her. So when I couldn't, I didn't care to be sober either. So by the time I had turned 18, my PO sent me to that program like I was some straight fiend, and all the substance abuse counselors would always say things, but every time they spoke, I'd stare out the window and daydream. They said that I should speak to my sponsor regarding liquor, and I'm like, what's the point? I live with my mama, and she's my trigger. What was I supposed to do? Cut her off and say to hell with her? I was a mama's boy. I'd rather stay in hell with her. And now my cheeks are covered in tears because daddy's dead and I haven't smiled at my mother in years. So nowadays I do my best to apply the lessons that I've learned before some woman says she's pregnant and it's my turn. So I'm not saying this with hopes that what I say hurts her. I was the one who took her side in front of caseworkers. I had forgiven her for all that she did wrong to me. Even forgave her for the times that she had called police. I love her more than life itself. Why can't she see that? I always answered her call, even when she made me relapse. Because she's my superhero in spite of the pain. Because she made those silly faces when my diaper was changed. And my stomach was always full from the meals that my mama made. She made those payments bi-weekly so that my bond was paid. So I'm not trying to stay away so I can keep my distance. I'm trying to change my life so one day I can see a difference. Because if I'd actually do it, maybe she'd follow suit and I'd give her a reason why she would put down the bottle too. There is a way out of this. I can prove it, mama. One of us got to go first. Fuck it. I'll do the honors. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Corey. Corey Riots, dropping the fire. Indeed, indeed. Well, next coming up, share some words. We have Ashley Sanchez. Come on, Ashley. And give us some of your work. Ashley. Where's Ashley? Come on, Ashley. Here she comes. Let's give it up for Ashley.
First things first, let's correct that. I am Baby the Poet. Ashley Sanchez goes on my W-9 form. My name is Baby the Poet. You can follow me on Instagram, baby_the_poet. I do spoken word poetry, as you can tell. So quick energy check. Fellas, if you with me, can I get a spoken? Oh, y'all not with me. Fellas, ladies, if you with me, can I get a word? Okay. See, fellas, spoken? Ladies, word? Okay. Hopefully we can get that better by the second poem. My first poem is called Unite. So this poem came from a place that I'm from Brooklyn. I represent Bethlehem too. But Unite came from a deep place. Like it came a place from bulliedment. I got bullied a lot from my people. So when I say my people, I mean my own culture and my Africans Americans. And then I noticed in my culture, Spanish people say a lot of things too. So this poem is called Unite. Today I might make you uncomfortable or even feel away with some of the things that I've chosen to put on display. But in my perspective as a 28-year young Latina woman, I've learned that looking at adversity in its face is the only effective way to create change. You see, it's like staring at yourself naked in the mirror. Understanding that there are things you might not like about yourself, but that's the point of healing. It is seeing clearer. All your imperfections and getting so bothered by your mistakes, you start to create a different mindset. Now you begin to digest and process information differently. Understanding that this system was never built for the people that look like you and me to succeed, because everything that was done, it was always done intentionally. Because they divided us by our different shades. Introduced colorism and put us in categories like dark-skinned field Negroes and light-skinned house slaves. You see, they planted and embedded a different kind of form of self-hate. They made us turn against each other, as if Africans and Latinos, we don't share the same pain. Like we didn't share the same shackles and got taken to the same distant lands. You see, we got reprogrammed and forced to believe in other foreign religions, while they stripped us of our kings and queens, our hafizas and chiefs. They said that their God doesn't like stealing, envy, or murder, but they still keep stealing and killing our kin. Isn't that a sin? When will we realize that actually uniting with each other is the only way to win? And actually putting the phone down when these cops start killing our people, and finding the courage within to properly train our people on how to handle weapons and teach financial literacy so that our future generation can experience wealth and not be dependent on the system to give them some kind of help. Because if we unite and put all our prides aside, I promise you, my people, the minorities are them, not you and I. So when you ask me, who am I? My name is Baby. I am the oldest of three. My father's Ashe, it pours out of me. And my mother's wisdom is what keeps me meek. And the reason for my existence, why? Is for my ancestors to speak. Thank you. Fellas, can I get a spoken? Ladies, can I get a word? Oh, y'all with me, y'all with me. This next poem a lot of my fellow artists over here, they heard it a couple times. But this poem right here, it holds so much relevance, especially what's going on between voting, especially what's going on in the system, what's just going on, period. So I just hope that we are aware of everything that's going on, especially my generation. This one is called Let's Live. These are dangerous times that we're living in. It's devastation, lies, rape, money, war. You have snitches still talking and churches still living in sin. Democrats and Republicans, they fight in a fight that they no longer could win. They just passed a law that babies could be aborted after 24 weeks. So I guess we just wear our mistakes as badges and hang them up on the line with dirty clothespins, because we really just lost our way. While the government was shut down for 35 days, they had federal workers at work without pay, being the new age modern day slaves, but we too concerned about who's gay or straight. While R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking these teenage girls, their parents was still getting paid, but hey, we too concerned about what it seems, huh? No one is talking about these missing homeless people getting abducted by FEMA. I guess my generation is more worried about being hype beasts and wearing Supreme, huh? They got us locked up in gold chains with Ray-Ban frames. Every other week at Foot Locker to get the new sneaker releases that makes y'all all look the same, but then they say the system won't change. I think it's our frame of mind and the way technology is this day and age. I really think it's true that we evolved from monkeys because what we see on television is what we do. They got us at work working 40-plus hour weeks just to make ends meet. When did us as humans become so weak? Depending on others like Snap or Wick just to get groceries. I hope that these last 4 years was some reality for all y'all asses. And instead of getting your W-2s and spending all your taxes, how about you invest in yourself? Let's stop being dependent on the government to give us help. Let's start being dependent on ourselves to live. Again, I am Baby the Poet. You can follow me on Instagram. It's baby_the_poet. Fellas, can I get a spoken? Ladies, can I get a word? All right, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, you heard?
All right. Let's give it up for Baby, the poet. Thank you. Next, coming up to the stage to share some lovely words, we have Cavalise. Let's give it up for Cavalise.
Word. Can y'all hear me? My name is Cavalise. Thank you for having me. I'm really grateful to be here. Community is resistance. So this space is a space of resistance. So thank you for sharing, everyone sharing their stories. Thank you for listening. The piece I'm going to share is called What Have You Lost? I actually wrote it as a response to a prompt for my modernism grad class. So I hope y'all enjoy it. And I see 2 people from class. So shout out to y'all. What have you lost is not a question I ask myself on a daily basis, because asking that question would force me to confront some things, placing me within the context of a world aflame. It's quarantine anyways. What have you lost is not a question I ask myself on a daily basis. Best friend catching bullshit cases because some racist cops want to make themselves feel powerful and use their social capital to stomp on souls. What have I lost? Graduation, for one. 2, the ability to grieve the fact that my college degree as a Afro-Latinx just got demoted to a footnote. Suddenly so unimportant in the grand scheme of things. This country is on fire, greed driving us to extinction, and we should all know that the margins are supposed to be the first to go. It seems like we are a lost generation, supposed to do it all, but we fresh out of college and the job market's trash. We need the cash, but nobody's hiring. Struggling, suffocating in debt while these rich kids treat this pandemic like vacation. We are trapped in the position of subordination, essentially surviving by any means necessary. The essential workers, unspoken, the invisible backbone of this nation, forced to compromise their safety so others could thrive and stockpile daily essentials. What have you lost when social media feeds are suddenly flooded with black screens and everybody around me eager to pity me like it's trick or treat on Halloween and we are stuck in the convict costumes white supremacy placed us in? Minstrelsy and performance, the foundation of their perception. COVID got the world still in some ways. The world still thinks black life so dismissible, dispensable. This is not the first time nor the last time black death been so visible. Visually accessible on trees or telephones and telescreens. George Floyd's death got everybody wanting to jump on the bandwagon of Black Lives Mattering. Only for the clout though, just so you can ensure that you know they're not like other white people. Their parents may have made a lot of money, but can't you see that they're not racist? But let's face it, the truth of the matter is none of this shit brand new. Activism never been marketable. Oh, but I should learn how to put that shit on my resume, don't you say? But I lost the fucks I gave and patience I have for neutrality. Nowadays, I just pray and meditate to stay conscious. Because this fake social support is taunting, very daunting. But don't worry, I lost the trust I had in America a long time ago. Took note that this falsified dream was never meant for me. This shit ain't new, you just ain't new. And this time and space just exposed the face of white supremacy in such a ways. We living in a cultural trauma. What have I lost? My breath. We're trying to say Black Lives Matter, but it's hard to catch our breath. Shallow lungs, steady drowning in white tears that dehydrate while I contemplate how to turn a couple L's into W's. No troubleshoots, only clear views on how we embody the light of the constellations. North Star high in the sky as we struggle for a special kind of liberation. Thank you.
Cavalice, y'all. All right. Nice. And our final act for the night, the afternoon, this lovely fall afternoon. We have Darius Foster coming up. And Darius is going to give us some music and bring us on home. Come on, Darius. Woo!
If y'all haven't heard, I go by the name of Darius Foster. I've been making music all of my life, and I've been black all of my life. And they told me the topic was Black Lives Matter, and I didn't think I really had any music that related to Black Lives Matter, but I'm black, and my life matters. So that's how I figured I'd come in here and talk about my life. So I'm gonna start that first one over again. Picture like early 90s, the filter was Jersey grimy, cesarean birth of a wordsmith out the stomach lining, the cursive words of a nurse writ, Darius Rajon Foster on a birth certificate. She ain't know the significance. Typical to think when he's young and black, he's ignorant. Probably end off in a cage like Nicholas, or a victim of a triggerfish being ticklish, fickle as the vid that went viral because of witnesses filming our demise. We're living in the times. Don't mistake a chemtrail for ribbon in the sky. That scissors to the tie, so be lyrically advised. No liquor or the lie, but I'm delivering the vibes that I grew up on. Averex, I had a new buck on. That full meal I spent $2 on. The time too much gone. I reminisce and wish I could bring it back. A time capsule soundtrack for the system collapse. The Last of Us. But yeah, that track right there is called Averex. It's actually the first track of my new project coming up. It's called Last of Us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you here, sharing your energy with us. Appreciate everybody in the crowd just here. Shout out to Chloe, shout out to Nyla for the alley. Yeah, so, like I said, I was gonna come in here with some music, but I figured that I would just come in here and rap some of the stuff that I said, because I feel like that would just be a better vibe anyway. So, yeah, I feel like I want to talk about some of the stuff that I've been through within this past, how long we been in quarantine? What has it been like? Since like March, 8 months? It's kind of crazy, right? This is all things that we've all, obviously within the generation of everybody that's here right now, it's new to us. We've never done this before. We've never been a part of this. We've never been, you know, just experienced these type of things. And mentally, it fucks with you. No, it does. It fucks with you. We've all been going through things. Being able to sit and have to be in the house, gotta do this, gotta do that. You know, you gotta be around people. That's something that in social media, let me speak on that, right? I don't feel like we're supposed to be exposed to these many opinions. I don't feel like it's not natural to be exposed to these many opinions on a regular basis. And all of the stuff that's just going on in the world, it affects us. So I wrote a song about this, actually before quarantine, but I just want to rap it for you. My current state of impatience slingshot me into a matrix. Fornicating with geishas, consulting with the Grand Maester. Reservations, crustaceans is all that a nigga really asked for. I'm tired of living with the glass half full. My castle's been waiting for me. This journey took longer than I expected. I stepped in a black hole disguised as my reflection. The president of this world ain't racist, but he's sexist. Well, the ones that say he ain't racist, we can knock them off the checklist. Well, check this. My skin tone's all affected. They stole our culture, but somehow they hate on our direction. This world is polar, take from no one, so there's no expectations, but make connections to the solar as your Rolodexing. They checking for me to pop off like I'm Ali, okay. Grind to an alley off in yo bay, Jixie cut the horseplay. Juice on OJ, then probably go politic with Sophie. Off this high note, how you stay so low, K? IDK, hey, they been brainwashing all the kids. They tell me it is what it is, yeah. Why I want a tattoo on my ribs when I could put down payment on a crib? Yeah, let me tell you why. Society trapping my body and trapping my mind. Society is trapping my body and trapping my mind. Society is trapping my body and trapping my mind. Society is trapping my body and trapping my mind. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So, I want to talk about some of the things that I've just dealt with during this quarantine. I feel like I've probably dealt with every stigma, statistic against black people just in general from, well, I would say just in life in general. I'm probably an example of that. You know, grew up, my real father wasn't there. We can talk about that. This is my dedication to all the kids that have no control in the household they was born into and raised in. Father figure was always vacant. His location was turned off. You turned tall while you was waiting on his phone call. A text message notification. World on mom's shoulders, but she's a weightlifting apron tying. Faith in Zion, made from iron. Sharp interior, plus a chef a plate like Diane. Coachillas. In a world full of fillers, you are a fillet. Majority would turn villainous for a villa and probably consider moving vanilla for a manila envelope. The end results of conspiracies made to kill us. But let me shut up. A lot of aunties, Stoneface, Chauncey, Billups. Or was it Rip Hamilton? Or was it Charles Hamilton up in them cars scrambling the subway just for some change? I'm just saying. You know, that's a common, I feel like, just thing amongst our community is that there's a lot of fathers that aren't there. How do we get caught up in so many different things because we're our leaders. Where are the people that's guiding us? Where are the people that we're supposed to be looking up to? Yeah. So, thank you. The girl over there, she was like, "Is that the end of it? Let me." I don't know. But yeah, and us not having leaders, obviously, that brings us to a place where we get in situations where we can end up in jail. So me, this year was the first year I actually went to jail. It's pretty crazy. I don't, if anybody fears, who else has been to jail here? He was like, I was like, okay, it's not a lot of us. You hear the stories. You might hear the stories, but you don't know the experience unless you've actually been there. That shit is inhumane. It's not, it's more than a physical thing. It's psychological. It's something that's built to strip you of who you are. The process of getting in there and just going in there and stripping your clothes, standing in front of another man, bending down, I don't got to get into the specifics. You heard about it. Like, that shit is wild. I don't understand it. And I made a song about that, about how I felt at that time when it happened. For all of the times that I took for granted, moments I took for granted, times that I took advantage, or the cards I was dealt and still ended up empty-handed. The type of randomness that runs through your head and the slammer to think about it, they ain't read my Mirandas. Remember Amanda's show? When things weren't so difficult? I wanted a Pele Pele, was blessed with a sugar coat. Not born with a silver spoon, apartment was civil though. 25th of December, Santa delivered some miracles. Gotta hand it to my parents. They did a damn good job shielding me from the world. I later fled to the streets, still needed a referral. Showed them the hands of Bruce Lee if they questioned I was thorough. So many random cuties question if I was thorough. Trying to milk me something filthy when you drill them with the Hilti and let them Hilto out the realty. You feel me? Probably not, because I wrote this in cell block 6. BDB's crying out, Silky. Yeah, I see a lot of y'all don't know what BDBs are. Or a Silky. But it's all good. And, yeah. And, just being in that experience and actually going to jail and coming out, that was like the best day I've ever had in my life. That day you get out of jail, and I was in there for a total of 28 hours. I know there's people out there that's been in there for jail. My person that was in jail with my bunkie, he was there for 18 months. And he was coming from another jail in Jersey, and I just couldn't even understand it. The next day I had to go there and put money on his books for the simple fact that it's like, how do you sit in solitary confinement behind a cage? How is that the punishment for anything, and how does that solve anything? Well, let me speak on something else, right? If anybody chose the family that they were going to be born into, raise your hand. Okay. So how is there racism? I'm just saying. All right, so this last one, on a lighter note. Within this time span of me being in quarantine too, I realized that I was going to be a father. Yeah. Thank you. And I wrote a song about my daughter. And I want to talk about that. I'm going to pull the phone out because it's pretty new, if y'all don't mind. If it's okay with y'all, can I get a finger snap going? Hold up. I'm going to start it up. Hey. Yo. Let's go. Let me hear them fingers. Yeah. Keep it going, keep it going. Yeah. 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 I hope you get blessed with your daddy's eyes, blessed with your mommy's smile, blessed with your mommy's vibe, blessed with your daddy's style, blessed with your mother's abilities to make me smile. Reasons I settle down, reasons that you're around, too many reasons. My heart set on your mama. When I first laid eyes upon her, a different kind of woman, I had to give reminders to myself. Cause that kind that I had dealt with before your mama, you don't take home to mama. When you were born, Nirvana came into my presence. That 90s punk aesthetic minus Kurt Cobain and Kovacevic. Being trapped inside a heart-shaped box is pretty scary. Delivery sentence on Teen Spirit. My biggest of fears is your free spirit. Is chivalry's meant to be buried? A beam on a stick until you're married. A demon escape, he do you dirty. I sing you to sleep until you're 30. I'll be here to stay, my little Nori. You'll always be my little Nori. Hey. Yeah. Thank you. And that's actually my last song. Thank you for coming here and sharing energy with me, allowing me to share my energy with you. And you guys have a great day.
All right, fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Woo! How do y'all enjoy the show today? Woo! We'd like to thank Touchstone Theatre for their amazing hosting us. This was super awesome. So a few announcements. Basement Poetry is now a nonprofit. That happened like last week. So that's super cool. And then also, so this beautiful rendition of poems is actually going into another phase of a project, and it's going to be an art installation for people to enjoy and be a part of. So we'll have huge murals, we'll have fabric art, and all that stuff, and that's going to be placed in Easton. So, and then our artists will get paid more, which is great. Thank you so much, Black Lives Matter. And if you would like, there's merch up here that you can purchase. If you have any questions, let us know, and then follow us. Basement Poetries on Instagram and facebook.com/basementpoems. And peace, love. Thank you, y'all.